scare the crap out of you guys on that part. So yeah, I did watch this movie, Us. I didn't have a chance to go watch it in theaters, but I did manage to go rented it, and believe it or not, this is Jordan Peele's second movie that he has made right next to Get Out. Get Out was an awesome movie, and this one pretty much follows suit, and this is kind of a spin-off, in my opinion, of how it is with Get Out, though. And I will admit, I don't even know if it is a spin-off. Here we are, guys. Us, directed by, once again, Jordan Peele, starring Lupita Nyong'o, Winston Duke, Shahadi Wright Joseph, if I pronounced her name right, and Evan Alex, which is pretty much the four family members, which pretty much it focuses on pretty much the whole film. So let's start with the story. The story pretty much begins with the backstory of Adelaide. Here she is at a park over there in California, and she's at a theme park here at California, and let's just say she goes and watches her dad play games and stuff like that, while her mom pretty much just goes around and goes to the bathroom, while her little girl goes out there and journeys off to the beach. And then with that, she goes inside this haunted house. She go and experiences that, and then she pretty much goes and looks for an exit. And then with right there, she passes through the mirrors, turns around, and when she turns around, she notices that there's somebody that looks just like her and was acting just like her. And right there, that's when the movie immediately starts. After that, we get to see a little bit more of Adelaide's backstory of her remembering her shadow, seeing somebody who looks just like her, and it immediately affects her a lot. And every time, when her husband, which is Gabriel, wants to go to take their kids over there so they can enjoy time while it's summer and everything, right there. Let me just say this, guys: the story, how the way it's built up from the very beginning, and then all the way from the middle and the near end, it's let's just say really interesting, and the twists and turns and stuff like that happens. This movie is really twisted, in my opinion. And yeah, the story here, the twist and turns that happens here, and then knowing pretty much a little bit of Adelaide's backstory and how everything unfolds in the very middle of the movie, and pretty much everything just goes completely crazy in the very beginning. It starts building up in the very beginning, and in the middle, it just starts erupting, and in the very end, we'll get to that later, though, because I want to talk about that. And yeah, the story, without a doubt, is amazing. It's shocking and it's terrifying. Lupita Nyong'o portraying Adelaide Wilson here. Here pretty much having her own dark past, how the way she's going through, and then when her husband wants to go back to the theme park that she went when she was a little girl, and she doesn't want to go back. And then right there, we pretty much see how the way she experiences every time she goes to the beach, and then she sees her son right there, and we finally know that her son goes off missing, and then her son notices something was up, and after that she completely starts to panic. And then right there, here she explains her real backstory to her husband and how the way she's went through, and then her husband thinks she's really crazy, though. But here, how the way she's portrayed here, because she portrays two characters to Adelaide and Red, and Jesus, her pretty much working on both sides was just, I'll admit, she was working both jobs at the same time, and I'll admit, she's done a terrific job, though, but we'll get to her in a little bit, though, the other tethered side from her. So after that, to me, Lupita Nyong'o, how the way she's portrayed here, she's really good. Her husband, Gabriel Wilson, portrayed by Winston Duke, or should I say M'Baku from Black Panther. I thought he does a terrific job portraying the husband, and then pretty much knowing about her backstory, and pretty much think it's about her jokes and stuff like that. He, right here, acts very funny in the very movie, and also he pretty much gives the levity of the movie, and yeah, it gives a little bit of comedic tone, though, because here he's kind of a bit of a comedian in the movie, though, and I haven't seen much of his work, though, other than Black Panther. Here, I really liked him, though, him being the father, and how the way he pretty much goes through the experience with his wife, and especially his kids, though. And yeah, here he does a terrific job. Lupita Nyong'o's children, or should I say Adelaide and Gabriel's children, Zora and Jason, here they do a really good job, too. We kind of see the son's always obsessed by wearing a mask a lot. And yeah, he always likes to scare his sister, and he acts a little weird all the time, though. And yeah, that's about his character, though, and he likes to pull off magic tricks, trying to set fire and stuff like that. Even though we get to a little bit of the backstory like that, though. And then also his sister, Zora, She does a terrific job though, even though she's always a spoiled one, always on her phone, texting, and pretty much just minding, like, doing her own thing though. You know how teenagers act like when they're all grown up and stuff like that, and pretty much just completely could become careless. Here, after that, when she experiences her own self, she completely just changes. And after that, for them here, they did a really terrific job though, the kids though. But let's talk about here the supporting cast too. Even though they only have a bit of like limited time though, like 2 or 3 scenes they only show up though. Kitty Tyler, portrayed by Elizabeth Moss, and Josh Taylor, portrayed by Tom Heidecker, if I pronounce his name right. Here, they at least we get to see them like in the very beginning, like having conversations with them, enjoying their time off in the summer while they're watching their kids and stuff like that in the beach, talking about everything about the past, and just giving at least a little bit of let's just say personality to this, because that way we don't get to see these characters pretty much be alone. Here we at least know a little bit about them. Josh Tyler here and Kitty Tyler pretty much just become like great supporting characters though, even though for a limited time though, especially their daughters. I thought Elizabeth Moss and Tom Heidecker does a pretty solid job here portraying whatever they have here, what Jordan Peele gave to them though, even though giving them at least levity of what there is. So yeah, they're not that bad, so I give them a plus. Let's talk about Red and the family, or let's just say there are other personalities. She's terrifying. She scares the crap out of me. But here's the thing. She's there for a reason. She's there for a reason. And man, all I can say is this. I don't want to ruin the ending for this movie, but you'll understand pretty much this. And I can't say much, but how the way Lupita Nyong'o's tethered person, or should I say her personality here, really did shook me, and I was like holding on to my seat. I was like, oh my god, what's she gonna do? What's she gonna do? What's she gonna do? And after that, we kind of see the rest of the family getting their taste of their own medicine, stuff like that, and it was quite twisted though. And you halfway through the movie, or should I say the very near ending of the movie, you'll understand why she's motivated to pretty much just doing this. And Lupita Nyong'o portraying her other personality, she was really good though. The tethered, all I can say is this. The backstory about the tether though, here's the thing. Like in the very beginning of the movie, how the way they say that the government pretty much hides a lot of secret stuff, especially in the tunnels and abandoned subway stations. I believe it. And here's the thing. Do you guys ever think about there's other people that looks just like us? Think about it. Think about it. So yeah, all I can say is that the tethered it has a really interesting backstory. I don't want to spoil much though, but when you pretty much understand where they come from and stuff like that, you guys are gonna be thinking spoiled much about this though, but you'll understand why. Let's talk about the intensity and scary moments of the movie. Here's the thing: the built up from the very beginning, from the middle, and all the way to the end, it's just intense though. How the way Red, Adelaide, Gabriel, Zora, Jason, and the rest of the family going against each other, it was quite the trip though, and it's intense, terrifying, scary, a little bit scary though. But how the way it's portrayed and stuff like that, it's pretty edge of your seat. And yeah, all I can say is this: the movie is really intense. And it's really scary, and it will pretty much the build up of how the way it goes from the beginning all the way to the end. It's satisfying though. But let's talk about the ending, or should I say, my cons here. After realizing what the tether came from though, and how the way they were experimented though, and how the way it works, I was a little skeptical about it though, but at the same time I was a little down though, because the only thing I didn't like though is that from the beginning of the movie I was thinking I have a good feeling that is not you. I don't want to give much about the movie, but all I can say is this: those are my cons. The very beginning though was really starting really good though. The middle was really intense though. The very ending though, after knowing the plot twist though, I was like, sheesh. And how the way it was executed in the very ending, it just... But you know what? That's how it is in every horror movie. Is this movie worth watching? It's out on Blu-ray. Go watch it. It's really good. The ending might give you a lot of questions though, but give Jordan Peele support though, because this movie is really freaking good though. Is it better than Get Out? I like Get Out more, but this one's quite the twist, and it's one of the most. This will keep you thinking for quite some time though, because you can never know what happens underground. Yeah, my final verdict of this movie, I'm stuck between a 10 or a 9. I'm gonna have to go a 9 out of 10. It's superb. The only thing I didn't like was that very ending though. The way everything unfolds though, and how everything just pretty much ended. I was left a bit upset, but at the same time, hey, that's how it ends. Well, anyways, guys, that's my only speed bump that I'll be doing. I'll be doing Toy Story next. So I'll be seeing you guys in the next video, though. And even though